over time, this is what we're seeing. So over time, you and I, who used to be on the left, are now like, where's the left? Where are you guys? You guys are so far away.
Yeah.
Why are you just accepting this? Because it's a noble thing to blurt out. So everybody goes, you're on the right team. That's what it is. It's not like, oh my God, what are we doing to San Francisco? It's not like, oh my God, why are we letting these violent criminals out of jail? It's like, oh my God, why are we defunding the police? What are you doing?
Yeah.
You can't say any of those things. Because if you say any of those things, you're not. Boston people are great people. They're really nice. They're nice. They're not heads. They're not Hollywood people. They're not lost in this fake world of leftist ideology that everybody's trapped in. They're just people. They're just regular people, man. These blue bubbles where everyone's gone insane. Well, I used to be a part of the blue bubble. I was 100%. I never voted Republican my whole life. I was very left-leaning, especially with like any social issues. When it comes to financial things, I'm a little bit more conservative, but at the end of the day, I'm way more left than I am right. But California went nuts, man. It's gone like full communist. It's out of its mind. And their approach to law enforcement is so insane. It's so insane. The no cash bail, the letting people out for committing violent crimes, the not stopping people for stealing up to whatever money it is. What is it, $900 now? I think they raised it. I think they made it a little higher. San Francisco is non-existent. San Francisco, most of San Francisco is emptied out of like big chain stores and big department stores.
I won't even do stand-up there anymore.
It's crazy.
They ruined. I'm in the middle now.
I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle.
I never thought I would ever say that.
Never.
It only happened in this last year.
Right. Exactly.
I just went, I can't do it anymore. You know, people that you thought were aligned with you are like now like mad at you about.
They're in a cult. It's got all. I mean, Mark Andreessen, who's a brilliant venture capitalist guy, explained it to me in very clear terms, like what the definition of a cult is, how you can get excommunicated, how you get shamed for having differing opinions, the group think, the whole. He's like, it's a cult. And he's right. He's 100% right.
Yeah.
It's just hard to say because then people in the cult will attack you. You get excommunicated. You get treated like you're a Nazi.
Well, another Thursday with Ace, huh? Yep. Left and right, especially a lot of the left. Oh man, the leaders, I don't know. Like, they're putting this fear, they're planting fears within left and right to make them divide and fight each other. Well, almost cultish practices are being pushed on, I believe, majority of the left. And what I mean by cultish is it's almost religious in where they're at. It's almost when we're dealing with Catholics and Protestants way back, way far back. This kind of like if a community, they're Catholic, it's their way. If you don't believe their way, then oh yeah, we're gonna firebomb your. And so it's almost, we have turned, instead of that beliefs, they've lifted up two groups as being the new Catholic and Protestants as the target of dividing so that they're not united and they would fall. They would both fall. While the third party, this Babylonian cult, this 1666 CCP, this vile cult, plays both sides with their Muppet. And there's quite a few Muppets on both sides playing the right, because see, they know that the swing is going to head right. They played this narrative. It's like a WWF scripted 80s wrestling. And so now everybody, you know, okay, one was the hero, so now they're the enemy, so we're going to pull it to the right. And we're going to put our Muppets so that when the flood moves to the right, they've already been in their positions of trust to then get lifted up as this leaderships to then lead the masses into wherever they want. Like they led the masses on the left into where they wanted. And so in this hopes of destroying both, because it's the ones, that Babylonian cult, they believe the only way their phoenix will rise from the ashes and to give these vampires this power over all the world is to bring everything to ashes. And they had to play the left and the right in this and do very vile things in that process of playing, because they had to make one group seem like they were smarter than the other at all times with their muppets leading it up and down, so each side is looking down at the other, and so they're always talking down. And so they push that narrative so that there is no unity, there is no harmony, that they don't recognize the things that they have, together. And a blessed place is also a place where artists, I don't care how conservative or whatever, these artists on the left and that even, they've went cultish and extremed a lot. When you start forcing your thoughts and your will on all the masses in a way that my way is truth, and if you say different, it is considered heresy, and you must be canceled and silenced or whatever. Alright, the one on the left who wants to take photographs of their bum holes and make paintings and pictures and tie them to trees in their yard and dance around, should be able, but they should not have to make every person in America believe that is a necessary way in which all people have to live, and that only bumhole picture trees are to be the most recognized trees in America. Do you understand what I am kind of saying here? What people do and different things on the left and the right, because we will all stand alone and personal before Yahovah. And it is, Yeshua did not come to condemn. If you walk as what Jesus just said, not as how the Pope, the rabbis, the preacher Billy Bobs and all that tell you how he's saying you should fall. Listen to what Jesus says, and it is quite different. He's not there condemning the left or the right. He wants you to live in peace and harmony, not hating on each other and not forcing each other to have each other's eyes in which to look at other things. You shouldn't have to take out another person's eyes and force them to have the eyes of some government, some scientist, some muppet, of some cultish faith, like having the eyes of a pope, a rabbi, a preacher Billy Bob, certain scientists, certain health people, certain presidents, or elsewise. You are to have your eyes and live in harmony, loving your neighbor. Do unto others as you would want done to you. Yet they have taught and they have lifted up a madness among people. Have worked hard to try to bring a society that allowed people to have freedoms. Yet people want to rise and point at the negative parts, and that as if people never learn or heal. There is this, let's keep digging at the wounds. Let's divide America. Let's look at what is negative about each other. Let's look at these ways and only have our eyes and nothing else. And so they played the world. And I believe a lot of the judgments will fall upon the leaderships, and that those Babylonians will be removed, and the left and the right will wake up. And a message to you, Donald. I seen your little part, and I hope when you added that little added part where you hope bad things kind of come upon. It's one thing to not, all right, I'm not gonna send my boys in to die for you guys so quickly because you weren't willing to even support us all together as one. Okay, I understand that. But adding like, I hope bad shit happened to you if it did happen to you. You know, adding that little bit, I hope you realized at that time you put your foot in your mouth. Because if you didn't realize that as a believer you say you are, and as somebody that's supposed to have some class, adding that, come on. I figured you're better than that. But hey, you know, I hope afterwards you spent time and asked God to forgive you for that stupid fart. Hey, it was pretty stupid. Because we're to stand and do unto others as we would want done to us. And we wouldn't want our brothers standing and watching us being destroyed without helping and lifting a finger. But hey, that's just me. But anyway, I hope you had a good one there, beautiful, an amazing day. And to all others, just realize that you're being played by a third party that wants to destroy your world. And they're working hard at it. Stand together and you will defeat them. Guaranteed. Anyway, I love you. Bye.